Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about 5296 DIY and we'll talk about how to see its IPO. Statement. The main purpose of this course is to learn the methods and techniques of share investment. It does not constitute any recommendations or trading tips. Any risk or profit is irrelevant to the company and myself. Trade at your own risk. Okay, so for our course today, there will be 3 parts. The first part is about how are the new stocks in 2019 and 2020. Part 2 is about how to grasp the pulse of new shares IPO. The third part will be how to see DIY's IPO. So let's talk about the first part. So what is new shares? So new shares is a type of concept stock in the share market. Under normal circumstances, new stocks refers to the stocks without dividends within 1 year or whose price hasn't been speculated or pushed up by bankers. According to time, new shares can be divided into 2 types. Within half a year, it is called new shares. More than a year to around 1 year, it is called sub-new shares. So it should be noted that the time referred to in the definition is not absolute, but an approximate number. Okay, so here is the question. So will new shares make us earn a lot? I think many people they are willing to trade new shares, but whether they can make us make enough profits, let's have a look. This share is 02113 and we can see this day is the first day of its IPO, and then the price goes down and goes up again. But we can see around a long time the price is still under the resistance of the previous high point here, and now the price has break through the previous high point and then be sideways, being shocked around this area. And we can see when the shares drops and its rebound rises very fast. Okay, and this is 0215. Okay, so this is the first day the share rises and then it falls, so it forms a previous high point. So for this high point, it has been breakthrough here, and it rises very fast. Okay, and then so because of the KLCI is very bad, and then the price goes down, but the speed of its rebound we can see very fast, and around previous high point it shakes for some time and then rise again. This one is 5292, and this is the first day of its IPO, and then we can see the share rise first, but it forms a previous high point because it falls, and then the price around here breaks through the previous high point, and then here is what we call the kind of confirmation, and the price goes up. This one is 0216. So we can see after its IPO it falls first and then rise next, but it still doesn't break through the previous high point. We can see the price just got resistance recently, and this one is 5295. So after its IPO, we can see the price drops a lot, and the previous high point is here, so the price is still in kind of recovery. So this is about new shares, and many people they are willing to trade new shares, and according to our observation just now, we find for new shares the resistance is relatively light, right? the important resistance may be the previous high, but it's kind of light resistance because there are not many trapped retailers in this kind of share. So we should pay attention to the previous high. And that is when the index rebounds, new shares are likely to be strong in short term. We can see the speed of it rebounds very fast. But however, not all new shares can become dark horse stocks. So just like we see this one, 5295, and we find the speed of its recovery is very slow. So not every share can become dark horse stock, and here are some difficulties when trading this kind of share because many technical indicators haven't been formed in the early age of new shares, and the stock price in the previous period will rise and falls continuously with the fluctuation of the index. So if we want to find some regularity in the early stage of these new shares, which is also the stage maybe a DIY is in now, so we need to find some regularity. How to find? We need to use some indicators. If we just see the price, we find sometimes it falls first, sometimes it rises first. There's not regularity, but we can use this indicator. So how to grasp the path of new shares IPO? So this indicator is called red and white circle. We can see here are two parts of this indicator. Here are some red circles and the white circles. Red circles is short-term support, and red circle is short-term support, and the white circle is short-term resistance. So we can see this share when it's from white to red. We can find here will be an entry point for us, and in the future, if the share is from red to white, then it will be an exit point, short-term exit point. So this is about the how we find the support and the resistance of a share. So if we use this indicator to see these new shares, we can find its regularity. So this is 0213. If we just talk about the early stage of this new share, we find is white circle, right? Which means short-term resistance. And let's see next share. SolarVest, so also white. You can see white circle in the early age of its IPO, so it's also white circle, short-term resistance. And this share is UWC. It rises good, but in the early age, white circle, resistance, right? And let's see this one, 0216, Spring Art, so white circle, short-term resistance. And this one, oh, white circle, right? White circle. So now we find one regularity is that almost all these new shares we just see, they have short-term resistance after the first day. They can be traded. So we need to pay attention to its short-term resistance. So this is the first point we find. And after we avoid the fall, we avoid its dropping, and then the price will have some rebound. You can see the price will have some rebound, and then we can follow this indicator, red and a white circle. So if it turns red, we can enter. If it turns white, we can exit. And how we find a better entry point. For example, I want to avoid here. Also, I want to avoid some useless movement. I want to grasp some a big wave. Then we need to follow another indicator. Because we know price moves in direction. For example, we want to find some potential short-term uptrend, and maybe with a longer lasting red circle. So we need to trade this share under midterm uptrend. So this indicator is called bull and bear expert. Here are two kinds of band. Red band means short-term support, midterm support, and the green band is midterm resistance. Because we know if this is midterm uptrend, midterm support, and the length and the time of short-term rise will be longer than that of a short-term downtrend. So in midterm uptrend, there will be longer short-term uptrend, and the power of short-term uptrend will be stronger than the short-term uptrend and the midterm downtrend. So this is how price moves in midterm support. So if there is midterm resistance, the price will move like this. So longer time and the bigger wave for short-term downtrend, and the midterm downtrend and the short-term uptrend is very small, and then longer and the bigger midterm downtrend and the short-term downtrend and the short-term uptrend very small. So if we want to find some big chances, we need to trade above the midterm support. So for this share, we can see, because we just mentioned red and the white circle help us to see the short-term support and the resistance in the share. So we can see when the green band, which means midterm resistance, and the red circle, you can see very small. The profit is very small, and like here, it's just a rebound. But if the share is in midterm support, which means the red band, we can see it rises very good. Okay, so how we find our entry point in these new shares? So we can see, for example, this one is 0213. Okay, so because after its IPO the first day, I see its white circle, so I do not trade because it means the share is in in short-term downtrend, short-term resistance. Until here it turns red, right? Here it turns red. Can I enter? Yes, I can, but I trade it as rebound. I treat it just as rebound because I cannot very clearly see whether the midterm trend will be good or not, because the number of candlesticks is very small, so I will not know. And then it turns white, then I can leave. It turns green, it turns red, I can enter again, and it turns white, I exit. So from this point, it turns white. We can see now the share has a red band, which means midterm support. So in the future, if it turns red above the red band, then I can think okay, I have more probability to win trade in that kind of entry point. But the share is in white circle all the time, so I do not trade until here it turns red circle again. It turns red circle, but now the main direction becomes downward, midterm downward. We can see the green band, so we still trade it as rebound. So you can see rebound, 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 and here also rebound. But after here I leave, I find okay, now it's red band again. So in the future, when it turns red from white, then I can find my entry point, and then I can hold. So you can see here, you can make a lot of profit here, right? And then it turns white, then I leave. It turns red again, then enter. It turns white, then I leave. And here I avoid the dropping, and here it turns red again, but now I know it's just a kind of rebound, and I choose to wait until here. You can see from white to red again, and the midterm support has been formed, and the price has a fast rising, so you can see. And let's see next share. This is 0215. So how to trade it? We can see this share after its IPO. Actually, it's still under resistance. You can see it's still white circle. So I choose to wait. And then it turns red. After it turns red, I can treat it as short-term rebound. Short-term rebound. Okay, short-term rebound. Then I leave here. And it's white. Short-term rebound, right? Then I leave here. But this time, you can see red band has been formed, which means midterm support. And this time, it turns red again. So I choose to enter here. And then you can see it rises a lot. And then it turns white. I choose to leave. And then the price drops. And here, I choose it as kind of rebound, still rebound. And then from white to red, so I choose to enter here. And then turns white, I leave. Turns red, I enter, and it rises again. So it turns white, I leave. And like here, it's rebound, right? Like here, rebound, here, rebound. So I just put very small position to trade it. So this is how we use this indicator. And let's see next one. This one is UWC. So you can see the first day UWC rises a lot. But if you trade, you will find, oh, I get trapped, right? But if you have this indicator, you will find, okay, it's still in red, in white circle, which means the share is under short-term resistance. And here is rebound, right? And here is rebound. And now red band has been formed, and from white to red. So this point, I can choose to enter the share. And it rises a lot. And then it turns white, then I can leave. It turns red again, I can enter. So I can repeat this process. And then this one is 0216. We can see after its IPO, also white circle, so we should wait. And here is rebound, right? Here is rebound. Here is rebound. Here is rebound, right? And here is also rebound. Actually, if we trade this kind of share, we do not put much position in because we just trade it as short-term rebound, right? So short-term rebound until here. We can see here is red band has been formed and from white to red. So here is a point we can choose to enter and then enter again and we leave here, right? And we enter again, we leave here, and then it starts to have some rebound again. And this share is 5295. Okay, this share after its IPO, we should wait here. So we'll wait for several days. We do not chase high, and then short-term rebound, and then it falls again, and short-term rebound. And here, it will be more safe for us to trade. And the short-term rebound, right? Short-term rebound. And like here and here and here we can trade some. Now we can trade some, and here short-term rebound. So now it's still under short-term resistance, but this kind of share is much weaker than the previous one. So why there will be some difference between the momentum of the shares? And we can see actually after the new shares gradually become not that new, they will attract some funds, attract some capital to enter the market. And if we want to follow, we need to use this indicator called MCD. Red color is bankers. If your share is controlled by bankers, your share will rise with much power, with much momentum. And the green color is retailers. If your share is controlled by retailers, it will be falling. And if your share is controlled by yellow hot money, it will be sideways. So this is about how we track the funds in the market. And then we can see this share 0215, and we can find, for example, like here, why just a rebound? Why just a rebound? Because red color decrease. So we can see every time around the top area, we can see bankers decrease. Around the top area, bankers decrease. And you can see it very clearly. When the price just in the top area and then bankers decrease. The price in a high area but bankers decrease. So it tells us we need to pay attention. And now, why there cannot be this kind of such a big wave? Because bankers, they are decreasing. So in the future, if bankers increase again, and it may be like here again. So now this kind of share, we can see many retailers and hot money. Hot money is some short-term traders, and the retailers, they cannot push up price. So the share is in sideways, kind of sideways. And this is UWC, and we mentioned it rises very well. Now you can see the reason, because it tracked many big funds, many bankers in the share. So for this share, it will full of momentum to be upward. The third problem is about how to see DIY's IPO. Okay, we just mentioned DIY is difficult to avoid the previous stock price fluctuations in the early age. Just like we mentioned, in the early age, the price will be under white circle, short-term resistance, right? And in the future, it will attract different funds to enter the market later. So we find its entry and exit point gradually later. Okay, so but if you see daily chart, they're just a one candlestick. So we see its mini chart. In mini chart, we can still use white and a red circle. So if it's a red circle, then we can choose to enter. For example, you can see from white to red, then we can choose to enter. And if it's from red to white, then we can choose to leave. But the shares movement doesn't very active, because we can see bankers. Actually, bankers don't move much, and we can also follow 15-minute chart. But of course, when I finish the slides, finish this video, the market is still open. So what we know is here, the price is above the support. So for example, from white to red, then you can enter here, right? And then now, it is still above the support. I do not know what will happen in the future, but if you have this indicator, you can choose to follow this indicator. And the reason for example, you hold the share temporarily, and the reason of you holding it is that it is still red circle. If in the future it turns white, then you choose to leave. So this is about if you just want to trade some short-term trading in 5269, but I'm not sure how much profit you can get, because if you see it seems not much bankers now, right? And here is a previous high point from its IPO. So here is also a resistance. So this is about how we talk about the topic IPO. So now we know how new shares usually move from IPO and gradually in the future how they move, and how to find entry and exit point, and which stage DIY this share is in. And if we want to trade in daily chart, we should follow the regularity we just mentioned. And if you want to trade it in short term, then you can use mini chart and use this indicator. That's all for today, and this is Homely Cha. Our investment philosophy is index first, stock next, long term first, short term next. Operator familiar. If you like this video and then you want to see more video, please subscribe Homely Chat Malaysia. Thank you.